Picasso's full name is extremely long. Pablo Picasso, born in Malaga, Spain, was one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. He worked across various disciplines, including painting, sculpture, ceramics, and stage design. His full name is Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno Crispiniano Maria Remedios de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz Picasso, reflecting the deep Catholic traditions of Spain. In Spanish culture, it is customary to give children multiple names honoring family members and saints. Picasso often joked about his long name, showcasing his humor and charm. Interestingly, while his name was elaborate and steeped in tradition, his artistic signature, simply Picasso, was concise and modern, symbolizing the coexistence of innovation and heritage in his life and work. The iris is more unique than fingerprints. The iris, the colored part of the eye, has patterns that are unique to each individual. These patterns are far more complex and distinctive than fingerprints. Unlike fingerprints, which are flat patterns, the iris has a three-dimensional structure that creates an incredible variety of shapes and designs. Because of this, iris recognition technology is considered more precise than fingerprint recognition and is increasingly used in security systems, such as airport immigration controls and smartphone authentication. The iris is one of the most uniquely identifiable features of the human body. The secrets of tuna's red meat and rich fat. Tuna's red meat owes its color to a protein called myoglobin, which stores oxygen in muscle tissue. This allows tuna to sustain long periods of high-energy swimming, making them distinct from most white-fleshed fish. Red meat versus white meat. White fish, like cod or flounder, rely on quick bursts of speed and have lower myoglobin levels, resulting in lighter flesh. In contrast, tuna's high myoglobin content is an adaptation for endurance and constant movement in the open ocean. The role of fat in tuna's flavor. The fatty parts of tuna, known as toro, are particularly prized in cuisine. The fat serves as an energy reserve and helps tuna maintain their body temperature in cold waters. The quality and quantity of fat vary by species and season, with Atlantic bluefin tuna having the most luxurious and flavorful fat during the winter months. Comparison of wild and farmed. Farmed tuna often have more fat due to their controlled diet, which typically includes high-fat feed like fish meal. Wild tuna, on the other hand, have a more complex flavor profile due to their diverse diet and active lifestyle. For example, a single piece of wild-caught bluefin tuna's otoro, the fattiest cut, can cost thousands of yen at a high-end sushi restaurant, prized for its buttery texture and rich umami flavor. Farmed tuna, while less expensive, is favored for its consistent sweetness and texture, offering a different but equally enjoyable culinary experience. The design of the U.S. flag was created by a high school student. The current U.S. flag, featuring 50 stars, was designed in 1958 by a high school student named Robert G. Heft. At the time, there was speculation about Alaska and Hawaii becoming states. Heft decided to design a flag with an additional 2 stars for a school project. His layout, with 5 rows of 6 stars and 4 rows of 5 stars, provided a simple yet symmetrical design. Initially, his teacher gave him a low grade for the project, but Heft submitted the design to the White House. To his surprise, it was selected as the official flag design during a national competition. It became the U.S. flag in 1960 when Hawaii joined the Union. This design has been in use longer than any other in U.S. history. For comparison, the previous 48-star flag was used from 1912 to 1959. Heft's work has become an enduring symbol of American identity. Unlike many other national flags, the U.S. flag has evolved with the addition of states, reflecting the nation's dynamic history. Dogs can feel jealousy. Studies have shown that dogs can feel jealousy, particularly when they see their owners paying attention to other dogs or even objects that resemble dogs, like stuffed animals. Researchers found that when owners interacted with a fake dog, real dogs displayed behaviors like barking, nudging, or trying to get between the owner and the fake dog, similar to human jealousy. This behavior suggests that dogs form strong attachments to their owners and feel possessive of that bond. The jealousy reaction might be a result of dogs' close social bond with humans, developed over thousands of years of companionship, and highlights the depth of their emotional connection with us. Elephants consume large amounts of food and water. Daily elephants require around 150 kilograms of food and over 50 liters of water every day. They spend the majority of their day eating grass, leaves, and fruits due to their low digestion efficiency, which necessitates consuming large quantities to meet their energy needs. Compared to other animals, cattle eat around 25 kilograms of grass daily, far less than elephants. Camels can survive without water for days, while elephants need constant access to water. This massive consumption means elephants can only thrive in habitats with abundant resources, making them key influencers of their ecosystems. The meaning of cats' sleeping positions. The way a cat sleeps can indicate its personality and level of comfort. When a cat curls up into a ball, it's a sign of self-protection and instinct to defend itself. This behavior is rooted in their wild ancestors who needed to protect themselves from predators. On the other hand, when a cat sleeps stretched out on its back, it shows complete relaxation and trust. This is a clear sign that the cat feels safe and secure in its environment, especially when it exposes its belly, which is a vulnerable area. The way cats sleep can also reveal their emotional state and trust level with their owners. The eye has an autofocus mechanism similar to a camera. The human eye has an autofocus mechanism, much like the lens of a camera. This process, called accommodation, allows the lens in the eye to change its thickness to focus on objects at different distances, whether near or far. The muscle responsible for this adjustment is called the ciliary muscle, which is constantly working. When focusing on nearby objects for extended periods, these muscles can become fatigued, leading to eye strain, also known as visual fatigue. Without this natural ability, we would need to physically adjust lenses to see clearly at varying distances. Elephants are capable of using tools. Elephants have been observed using tools in the wild, such as using branches to swat away insects or digging holes to store water. These behaviors showcase elephants' high intelligence and problem-solving abilities. In comparison, animals like crows and chimpanzees are also known for tool use. But elephants' usage often involves their size and strength, making their tool use uniquely suited to their physical characteristics. Cat's third eyelid. Cats have a third eyelid, known as the nictitating membrane, which is usually hidden at the inner corner of their eyes. It acts as an extra layer of protection, shielding their eyes from dust and debris while also keeping the surface moist. This membrane can become visible when a cat is tired, stressed, or unwell. In healthy cats, it typically stays out of sight, so if it becomes noticeable, it might be a sign to consult a veterinarian. Tuna's remarkable vision. Tuna possess extraordinary vision, a crucial adaptation for hunting prey in the vast ocean. Wide field of view. Tuna's eyes are positioned on the sides of their heads, allowing them to have a nearly 360-degree field of vision. This monocular vision helps them detect predators and prey across a wide range without turning their bodies. Adaptation to low light. Tuna's eyes are equipped with highly sensitive photoreceptor cells, enabling them to see in low-light conditions. This ability is essential for hunting in deep-sea environments or at night. For example, bluefin tuna can hunt schools of sardines near the surface while also diving deep to prey on squid in darker waters. This visual versatility is key to their survival in varied environments. The legend of the goal that crossed the equator. One of the most peculiar urban legends in soccer involves a supposed goal that crossed the equator. According to the tale, a goalkeeper in an equatorial country launched a powerful goal kick that was carried by strong winds over the equator into a neighboring country's territory. While this story is undoubtedly fictional, it reflects the fascination with how environmental factors like wind and altitude affect the game. For instance, in high-altitude stadiums, such as Bolivia's Estadio Hernando Siles in La Paz, balls travel significantly farther due to thinner air, making such super kicks almost believable in the right conditions. Though no real goal has ever crossed the equator, the story captures soccer's ability to inspire imagination and adds a touch of whimsy to the sport's folklore. Cats' exceptional night vision. Cats have evolved to be excellent at seeing in low light, a trait inherited from their nocturnal ancestors. Their eyes contain a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, which enhances their night vision by reflecting light back through the retina, improving their ability to see in dim conditions. This adaptation helps cats navigate in the dark while hunting and stalking prey. Their vision is optimized for low-light environments, which is why they are such effective hunters at dawn and dusk, when light levels are lower. Dogs played vital roles in World War I and II. In both World Wars, dogs were employed in various roles to assist soldiers and save lives. During World War I, dogs served as messengers, delivering critical messages across battlefields. Red Cross dogs were trained to find wounded soldiers and carry medical supplies, while other dogs were trained to detect enemy forces and guard posts. By World War II, dogs were officially recognized as part of the military effort, used for tasks ranging from mine detection to patrolling. Their service was so valued that many war dogs were honored with medals for bravery and dedication, highlighting their role as true heroes in times of crisis. Dogs understand pointing and gestures better than most animals. Dogs are one of the few animals that naturally understand pointing gestures, even if they've never been trained to follow them. Research shows that, unlike wolves, dogs are able to follow a human's finger or gaze to locate an object, making them especially responsive to human communication. This ability might have developed over thousands of years alongside humans, making dogs naturally attuned to our body language and more capable of responding to our gestures. The tail as an emotional indicator. A cat's tail serves as a key emotional barometer. A high, upright tail typically signals confidence and happiness, while a flicking or swishing tail might indicate agitation or excitement. When a cat wraps its tail around its body, it's often a sign of caution or an attempt to conserve warmth. Understanding these tail movements can help owners interpret their cat's mood and respond appropriately. Nutritional benefits and health effects of tomatoes. Tomatoes are packed with essential nutrients and provide numerous health benefits. Some of the key nutrients found in tomatoes include vitamin C, supports immune health, helps prevent colds, and contributes to skin health. Potassium helps maintain heart health and regulates blood pressure. Vitamin K plays a role in bone health and blood clotting. Folate, essential for cell growth and development, especially important for pregnant women. In addition to these, tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant. Research has shown that consuming lycopene-rich foods can reduce the risk of prostate cancer and heart disease. Cats cannot taste sweetness. Cats lack the taste receptors needed to perceive sweetness. This is due to their evolution as obligate carnivores, where meat forms the core of their diet, leaving no need for a sweet tooth. Instead, cats are highly sensitive to bitter and umami tastes, which help them detect spoiled food or toxins. This unique taste profile highlights how their dietary needs have shaped their sensory capabilities. Elephants can regulate their heart rates. Elephants can adjust their heart rates depending on their activity level or body temperature. For example, their heart rate slows significantly when they are relaxed and increases during activity or stress. Compared to animals like bears, which lower their heart rate during hibernation, elephants' ability to regulate heart rate instantaneously is unique. Elephants are playful animals. Elephants enjoy play, not only as calves but also as adults. They are often seen splashing in water, tossing branches, or playing with rocks. This playful behavior reflects their high intelligence and emotional richness. In comparison, dolphins and parrots also engage in play, but elephants' large size and physical strength allow for bold and unique types of play. Play is also a critical way for elephants to strengthen social bonds within their herd. Elephants have exceptionally strong sense of smell. An elephant's sense of smell is said to be over 10 times more powerful than that of a human. They use this to locate food, detect water sources, and sense the presence of predators or other elephants. Compared to dogs, which are renowned for their strong sense of smell, elephants also use their trunks for tactile functions and strength, making their sense of smell highly multifunctional. The match with the largest attendance in soccer history. The most attended soccer match in history took place during the 1950 FIFA World Cup final between Brazil and Uruguay at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Official records state that 109,854 spectators were present, though unofficial estimates suggest that over 200,000 people packed into the stadium. This match, known as the Maracanazo, or the Maracana tragedy, is infamous for Brazil's shocking 2-1 defeat despite being the overwhelming favorite. The loss plunged the entire nation into mourning. The massive crowd size was possible due to the lack of modern seating and safety regulations, making it an unparalleled event in soccer history. Variety of tomato colors and shapes. Tomatoes come in a vast array of colors, shapes, and sizes. While red is the most common color, there are also yellow, orange, green, purple, and even black tomatoes. For example, yellow tomatoes tend to be sweeter and less acidic than red ones, while black tomatoes have a unique, smoky flavor. There are also different shapes, such as round tomatoes, the elongated Roma tomatoes, and small varieties like cherry and grape tomatoes. These smaller varieties are perfect for salads or snacking, offering different textures and tastes depending on the variety. The eye has a blind spot. The human eye has a blind spot due to the optic disc, where the optic nerve connects to the retina. This area lacks the photoreceptor cells needed to detect light, resulting in a gap in the visual field. However, the brain has the remarkable ability to compensate for this blind spot by using surrounding information and memory to fill in the missing part of the image. This is why we are usually unaware of the blind spot in our everyday vision. Simple scientific tests can be performed to observe and confirm the presence of this blind spot. Tuna must keep swimming to stay alive. Tuna are unique among fish because they need to keep swimming constantly to survive. This is due to their reliance on a specific breathing mechanism. Forcing water through gills. Tuna breathe by forcing water over their gills as they swim. Unlike many fish that can use a pumping mechanism to move water through their mouths and over their gills while stationary, tuna lack this ability. If they stop swimming, they cannot take in oxygen and will suffocate. Endurance for continuous swimming. Because they cannot stop moving, tuna have exceptionally strong cardiovascular systems and muscles. For example, bluefin tuna can swim hundreds of kilometers a day without rest. A practical example of this can be seen in tuna farming. Circular pens are used to ensure the fish can swim continuously. Square pens would cause tuna to stop at the corners, which could be fatal. Dogs can detect human hormones, like adrenaline. Dogs are able to sense changes in our body chemistry, especially when we're stressed or scared. When a person feels fear or stress, their body releases adrenaline, which has a particular scent that dogs can pick up. This is why dogs often respond to humans in distress, offering comfort or becoming protective. Their ability to sense adrenaline and other hormones may explain why dogs can be such intuitive companions and even work effectively in roles like therapy or search and rescue. Tail wagging communicates. Different emotions. Dogs use their tails as a primary way to communicate, but not all tail wags mean the same thing. Scientists have found that the position, direction, and speed of a wag can each convey different messages. For instance, a tail wagging high and fast usually indicates excitement or happiness, while a slower, low wag can signal caution. Interestingly, dogs tend to wag their tails more to the right when they are feeling positive emotions, like seeing their owner, and more to the left when feeling anxious or unsure. This asymmetrical wagging shows that dogs may even process emotions differently in each side of their brain, much like humans do. Sears Tower is struck by lightning more than any other building in the U.S. The Sears Tower, now called the Willis Tower in Chicago, stands at approximately 527 meters tall and is one of the most lightning-struck buildings in the U.S. It is hit by lightning over 50 times a year. The height of the building makes it a natural target, as tall structures tend to concentrate the electric field between the ground and storm clouds. Modern skyscrapers, including the Willis Tower, are equipped with lightning protection systems. These systems include lightning rods and conductive frameworks that safely direct the energy of a lightning strike into the ground, preventing damage to the building and ensuring the safety of occupants. Other buildings, such as the Empire State Building in New York and the Washington Monument in Virginia, also experience frequent lightning strikes and employ similar protective measures. These systems showcase how engineering advancements mitigate the risks associated with natural phenomena, especially in urban environments. Dogs can see with their noses. Dogs' sense of smell is so powerful that they can create a mental map of their surroundings based on scent. Each sniff they take brings in a complex array of smells that provide detailed information about their environment, such as the presence of other animals, people, or food. In a way, dogs use their noses like we use our eyes, piecing together a mental picture of where they are and what's around them. This smell map allows dogs to navigate even in areas where they have limited visibility. Dogs have their own way of smiling. Dogs don't smile exactly like humans do, but many breeds have expressions that look similar to a smile. When dogs are relaxed, their mouths may open slightly and their tongues hang out, which often gives the appearance of a smile. Some dogs even pull back the corners of their mouths in a way that resembles a human smile, especially when they're excited or happy. This behavior is often their way of showing friendliness and contentment, and has become one of the reasons dogs look so lovable to us. The difference between tomatoes and other fruits. Tomatoes are botanically classified as fruits because they develop from the flower of the tomato plant and contain seeds. However, they are often treated as vegetables in culinary terms because they are used in savory dishes rather than sweet ones. An interesting fact is that in the United States in 1893, the Supreme Court ruled that tomatoes should be classified as vegetables for tax purposes. The ruling was based on the fact that tomatoes are generally used in salads, sauces, and other savory dishes, rather than as a dessert, which is the typical usage for fruits in cooking. Elephants are skilled at finding water. Elephants can smell water sources from miles away. In dry areas, they use their trunks to dig into the ground to uncover hidden water reserves. This ability is crucial for their survival in arid environments. Compared to other animals, camels can go without water for extended periods, but elephants excel at actively locating and accessing water sources. Dogs are able to recognize faces, even on screens. Studies show that dogs can recognize their owners' faces, even if they see them on a screen or in a photograph. This facial recognition skill helps dogs identify people they care about, and they've been observed to react positively when they see familiar faces, even if it's just an image. This is an impressive feat, as many animals don't naturally recognize faces, let alone those displayed on screens. Unique nose patterns. A cat's nose has a unique pattern of bumps and ridges that functions like a human fingerprint. These patterns are unique to each individual cat, making them identifiable. While this feature is rarely used practically, some organizations have explored using nose prints for identification purposes. Cats also rely heavily on their noses for communication, often using scent marking to interact with other cats in their environment. Dogs have super paws that can detect texture and temperature. The pads on a dog's paws are highly sensitive to both texture and temperature. This helps dogs determine if the ground is safe to walk on and gives them important feedback when they're navigating different terrains. In extreme conditions, dogs may instinctively lift their paws off the ground to avoid discomfort. Dogs' paw pads also help them feel vibrations, which can help them detect approaching footsteps or the movement of prey. Origin and history of tomatoes. Tomatoes are native to the Andes Mountains in South America, where they were cultivated by ancient civilizations like the Incas, primarily as ornamental and medicinal plants. The name tomato comes from the word tomatal, which in the local language referred to small, gold-colored fruit. Tomatoes were brought to Europe in the 16th century by Spanish conquistadors. Initially, they were grown for ornamental purposes, but by the late 17th century, they began to be used in cooking, particularly in Italian cuisine. Over time, tomatoes became a staple in many cuisines worldwide, especially in Mediterranean dishes. Dogs learn by observing others. Dogs have a strong capacity for social learning, meaning they can pick up behaviors by watching others, whether other dogs or humans. This skill is particularly helpful when training multiple dogs, as one dog can often learn by observing another who already knows the behavior. For example, if one dog figures out how to open a door or solve a puzzle toy, other dogs may watch and imitate, sometimes without any direct training. This skill likely developed in the wild, where young dogs would learn survival skills by watching older members of the pack. It also helps explain why dogs are so adaptable and can learn new tricks simply by watching. The crow that defended a goal. In the 1980s, during a local league match in Japan, an unusual incident occurred involving a crow that perched on the goalpost. The bird actively interfered with the game by swooping down to kick the ball away whenever the opposing team attempted a shot on goal, much to the amazement of the spectators. The match was temporarily paused as the referee and players tried to shoo the crow away. However, the persistent bird refused to leave for some time, disrupting the flow of the game. This quirky event remains a memorable example of how animals can unexpectedly impact a soccer match. Dogs have an amazing ability to find their way home. Dogs have a strong homing instinct, which means they're often able to find their way back to a familiar location over long distances. This ability is due to their powerful sense of smell, combined with spatial awareness and possibly even an internal compass that aligns with Earth's magnetic field. In some cases, lost dogs have traveled hundreds of miles to return home, even after being separated for weeks or months. Romans created some of the first distinct breeds for specific jobs. Ancient Romans are credited with selectively breeding dogs for particular tasks, making them one of the first civilizations to create specialized dog breeds. They developed large guard dogs like the Molossian, which is an ancestor of breeds like the Mastiff and Saint Bernard, as well as smaller, agile hunting dogs. The Romans used these dogs as guard animals, hunting partners, and even military assets, taking them to battles and foreign territories where they continued to shape various breeds across Europe. Kneading behavior, a kitten's habit. When a cat kneads with its paws, it's a behavior rooted in kittenhood. Kittens press on their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow during nursing. Adult cats continue this action as a sign of contentment and affection. Kneading often happens when a cat feels safe or is claiming an area as its own. It's also believed that this action helps cats relax by recreating comforting memories of their early days with their mother. Medieval Europeans believed dogs had healing powers. During the Middle Ages, dogs were often seen as healers, and their saliva was thought to have medicinal properties. The belief was so strong that some hospitals allowed dogs to lick patients' wounds, thinking this could aid in healing. While medieval medicine is far removed from modern science, recent studies have shown that dogs' saliva does contain certain enzymes that can help kill bacteria, which might explain the origins of this medieval belief. In addition, dogs were often given as gifts to comfort the sick, a precursor to therapy dogs today. U.S. states have unique official drinks. Each U.S. state has its own official drink, reflecting its culture and history. For example, Wisconsin's official drink is milk, symbolizing the state's prominence in dairy production. Kentucky's official drink is bourbon whiskey, showcasing its fame as a key bourbon producer. Florida's official drink is orange juice, highlighting its major citrus-growing industry. These official drinks serve as a fascinating representation of each state's identity and economy, illustrating the diversity of America's regional specialties. Picasso was thought to be right-handed, but was actually left-handed. Pablo Picasso, born in Malaga, Spain, is widely regarded as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Known for his groundbreaking work in painting, sculpture, and ceramics, Picasso demonstrated his talent from a very young age. Despite being widely assumed to be right-handed, Picasso was actually left-handed. From his early years, he used his left hand to create art, and this unique characteristic contributed to the distinctive style seen in his work. Remarkably, he was also capable of drawing with his right hand, a skill that allowed him great flexibility and freedom in his artistic expression. The human eye can distinguish over 100 million colors. The human eye contains a part called the retina, which is equipped with cone cells responsible for color perception. There are 3 types of cone cells, each sensitive to red, green, or blue light. The combination of signals from these 3 types allows humans to perceive over 100 million colors. Compared to other animals, some species, like birds and insects, possess more than 3 types of cone cells, enabling them to see ultraviolet light, which humans cannot detect. While human color vision is remarkable, it's interesting to note that it is not the most advanced in the animal kingdom. The eye muscles move over 100,000 times a day. The external eye muscles, which control eye movement, are some of the most frequently used muscles in the human body. For example, during activities like reading or scanning a landscape, these muscles are estimated to move over 100,000 times a day. These movements are so habitual that we often don't notice the strain, though prolonged tasks such as screen time can lead to muscle fatigue. Taking regular breaks and doing eye exercises can help alleviate this strain. Dogs have been shown to experience grief. Dogs are capable of experiencing grief and have been known to mourn the loss of human or animal companions. After the death of a loved one, many dogs show behaviors such as reduced appetite, sleeping more, and searching for the lost companion. Some dogs even keep vigil by a deceased pet's or person's belongings, showing a deep level of emotional attachment. Studies show that this grieving process can last days or even weeks, indicating just how strong their bonds are. Elephants have a high capacity for learning. Elephants learn by observation and can acquire new skills by watching others. For example, elephants have been observed imitating tool use after seeing other elephants perform the same behavior. This learning ability not only strengthens social bonds, but also helps them adapt to challenges. While chimpanzees and dolphins are also known for their learning abilities, elephants uniquely apply their knowledge in ways that leverage their immense size and strength. The evolution of goal line technology in soccer. Goal line technology was first introduced at the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, marking a significant advancement in soccer's history. This technology accurately determines whether the ball has completely crossed the goal line, resolving long-standing debates that were previously left to the referee's judgment. One famous incident occurred during the 2010 World Cup in a match between England and Germany, where Frank Lampard's shot clearly crossed the line but was not awarded as a goal. The controversy highlighted the need for technological intervention to ensure fair play. Goal line technology has since become a standard tool, improving accuracy and fairness in modern soccer. The Old Man of the Lake in Crater Lake, Oregon. Crater Lake, located in Oregon, was formed about 7,700 years ago after the massive eruption of Mount Mazama. It is one of the deepest lakes in the United States, reaching a depth of approximately 594 meters, and is renowned for its crystal-clear water. Floating in this lake is a peculiar tree trunk known as the Old Man of the Lake, which has been standing upright and drifting on the water for over 100 years. The tree trunk is about 9 meters long, and its remarkable stability is attributed to its waterlogged base, which acts as a natural anchor. While scientists have examined it, the reasons behind its long-lasting buoyancy remain partially mysterious. Local folklore claims the old man can predict weather patterns, adding an air of mystique to its presence. When compared to other lakes around the world, Crater Lake stands out for its pristine environment, as strict conservation efforts have limited human interference. This may explain why unique phenomena like the Old Man of the Lake persist. Are tomatoes fruits or vegetables? Tomatoes are botanically classified as fruits, since they develop from the flower of the tomato plant and contain seeds. However, in culinary terms, tomatoes are treated as vegetables because they are used in savory dishes rather than sweet ones. In the United States, a landmark 1893 Supreme Court case classified tomatoes as vegetables for tax purposes. This decision was based on the fact that tomatoes are typically used in salads, sauces, and other savory dishes, not as desserts, which is the usual use for fruits in cooking. The first evidence of a human-dog burial dates back 14,000 years. The oldest known grave of a human and a dog buried together was found in Germany and dates back roughly 14,000 years. In this grave, a human was buried with a young dog, showing a deep bond between humans and dogs even at that early time. This burial, as well as others found across Europe and the Middle East, suggests that early humans not only valued dogs, but also saw them as companions deserving of special treatment in death, reflecting a significant emotional connection. The player who caught the ball. Mid-play. In one match, a player made a very unusual play by catching the ball mid-flight during the game. After a powerful shot flew past the goalkeeper, the player, almost instinctively, reached up and grabbed the ball before it crossed the goal line. The match was temporarily halted as the referee reviewed the situation, but the player was given a warning for his unintentional action, and play resumed. This incident became a memorable moment, illustrating how unpredictable moments can impact the flow of the game and add to the unique charm of soccer. The human eye has a field of view of over 200 degrees. The human eye can see about 120 degrees with one eye and over 200 degrees when using both eyes. This wide field of view is extremely helpful for quickly understanding the surrounding environment. However, only a small portion in the center of this range, known as the central vision, is sharp and clear. The peripheral vision is less detailed, but allows us to detect motion and potential dangers effectively. The incident of the ball. Stuck in the goalpost. In a match during the 1970s, a ball became wedged perfectly between the goalpost and the crossbar, causing the game to be temporarily halted. The referee hesitated to make a decision, unsure if the goal should be awarded. Ultimately, it was ruled as no goal since the ball had not fully crossed the goal line. This rare incident is remembered as a unique moment from a time before modern innovations like goal line technology. Today, such ambiguities are nearly non-existent thanks to technological advancements. The human eye processes 150 million bits of information per second. The human eye constantly sends an enormous amount of visual information to the brain, including light, color, motion, and shapes. It is estimated that the eye processes 150 million bits of information every second. This data is analyzed by the brain, enabling us to instantly understand our surroundings. The eye is one of the most data-intensive organs in the body, and vision plays a crucial role in supporting our daily lives more than any other sense. The iris is more unique than fingerprints. The iris, the colored part of the eye, has patterns that are unique to each individual. These patterns are far more complex and distinctive than fingerprints. Unlike fingerprints, which are flat patterns, the iris has a three-dimensional structure that creates an incredible variety of shapes and designs. Because of this, iris recognition technology is considered more precise than fingerprint recognition and is increasingly used in security systems, such as airport immigration controls and smartphone authentication. The iris is one of the most uniquely identifiable features of the human body. Picasso lived a long life and created art until his death. Born in Spain in 1881, Picasso remained creatively active until his death at the age of 91. Even in his later years, he maintained his passion and energy for art, continually experimenting with new materials and techniques. At the age of 90, he held a major solo exhibition and presented new works, showcasing his enduring vitality. His later pieces are characterized by bold, expressive brushstrokes and a freer style, often surpassing the experimental nature of his earlier works. Picasso's lifelong dedication to art exemplifies his pride and determination as a creator. The match with too many goals. In 1995, a bizarre game in Madagascar's domestic league set the record for the most goals scored in a match, as Adema defeated So de Amirn 149-0, but the goals were not legitimate plays. Instead, So de Amirn intentionally scored own goals repeatedly as a protest against a referee's decision. This unusual match remains one of the strangest moments in soccer history. Such unsportsmanlike conduct is now strictly punished, making a repeat of this incident highly unlikely. Tears are constantly being replenished. Tears protect the surface of the eye and guard against foreign particles and bacteria, and their composition is constantly refreshed. Specifically, tears circulate across the surface of the eye approximately every 10 minutes, replacing old tears with new ones. This mechanism ensures that the eyes remain clean and well lubricated. However, conditions such as dry eye syndrome, where tear production decreases, can lead to dryness and affect both vision and overall eye health. Picasso built enormous wealth through art but left no will. Picasso was an incredibly prolific artist, producing an estimated 50,000 works during his lifetime. His art was celebrated worldwide, earning him immense wealth. However, when he passed away, he left no will, leading to a lengthy and complicated dispute over his estate among his family and associates. Picasso valued personal freedom and disliked being confined by formalities, which may explain why he chose not to draft a will. This incident reflects not only Picasso's approach to life, but also the challenges of managing the legacy of such a monumental figure in art history. The prank. by two ball boys. In the 1980s, two mischievous ball boys disrupted a match by deliberately swapping the official match ball with another ball. Their prank caused confusion on the field, leading to a temporary suspension of play as officials worked to identify the correct ball. Once the prank was uncovered, the ball boys were promptly replaced. This incident highlights the importance of reliability and professionalism, even among the auxiliary staff in a soccer match. Elephants have remarkable memories. Elephants are renowned for their long-term memory. They can remember the locations of water holes and food sources for decades, which is crucial for survival during dry seasons. The matriarch of the herd often relies on her memory to lead the group to essential resources. Elephants can also remember faces, scents, and even past threats, allowing them to avoid potential dangers. In comparison, squirrels remember the locations of food caches for a season, and dolphins can recall the voices of other dolphins for many years. However, elephants' ability to retain both geographical and social information over decades sets them apart. This exceptional memory is deeply tied to their survival and complex social structures. Dogs can detect seizures before they happen. Some dogs have the remarkable ability to detect an oncoming seizure, often before any visible signs appear. It's believed that they can pick up on subtle changes in the body, such as scent variations or small shifts in behavior that signal an impending seizure. This ability has led to the training of seizure-alert dogs, who can provide a warning and give their owners a chance to prepare or find a safe place. Slow blinking, a sign of trust. When a cat slowly blinks at you, it's a gesture of affection and trust, often called a cat kiss. In the wild, closing their eyes even momentarily can be risky, so this behavior signifies that they feel safe in your presence. You can reciprocate this gesture by slowly blinking back at your cat, which can help strengthen the bond between you. Mercury's magnetic field is strongly affected by solar winds. Like Earth, Mercury has a magnetic field, but it is significantly weaker, at only about 1% the strength of Earth's. However, its proximity to the Sun exposes it to intense solar winds, which strongly influence its magnetic environment. The interaction between Mercury's magnetic field and the solar wind creates a dynamic region called the magnetosphere. Mercury's magnetosphere is highly active, with its shape and energy levels constantly changing due to the influence of the solar wind. This interaction channels particles from the solar wind directly onto Mercury's surface, contributing to the formation and maintenance of its thin exosphere. While the process is somewhat similar to how Earth's magnetic field causes auroras, Mercury does not display visible light phenomena like auroras. Studying Mercury's magnetosphere and its interaction with solar wind helps scientists understand how planets in extreme environments interact with space weather. The secret of the 0-mile markers on U.S. highways. Major U.S. cities often have a 0-mile marker, a special point that serves as the starting reference for all roads in that area. The most famous example is the 0 milestone in Washington, D.C., established in the 1800s as the official starting point for U.S. highways. This marker still stands on the National Mall today. Similar 0 markers exist in other cities, serving as historic landmarks that highlight the development of the country's road networks and the role of transportation in urban growth. Picasso's works often conveyed strong political messages. Picasso was deeply engaged with social and political issues, using his art to address major events of his time. He witnessed the Spanish Civil War and World War II, which heavily influenced many of his works. One of his most famous pieces, Guernica, is a massive mural created to condemn the bombing of the town of Guernica during the Spanish Civil War by Nazi forces. This powerful painting vividly depicts the horrors of war and the suffering it causes. Picasso was not just an artist, but also a voice for social and political change, using his art to challenge injustices and inspire awareness.